The William T. Young Library is a great place on campus to go. It is a place for students to go and study, have a friendly and safe environment, and a great spot to decompress for the day. I wanted to get some more opinions from other students about their thoughts on Willie T. The first person I interviewed was my roommate Sam. She goes to the library a couple times a week for coffee or to study. I wanted to see her feelings on certain aspects of the library. Sam is majoring in psychology and would like to go into forensic psychology. Sam likes to have a quiet environment whenever she studies, so this is the perfect place for her. The first question I asked Sam is, what was the most enjoyable part of Willie T to her? She responded,
"Oh, the second floor." The second floor, because it's very outdated and it reminds me of an 80s coming of age movie, so I can sit and pretend like I don't have to deal with my actual problems and I'm in like the Breakfast Club. And
Sam continued to talk about Willie T and what she enjoyed most about it. Something else that really caught my eye that she said was,
that scene where they're dancing on the railing like comes into my head every time I go into Willie T, so that's kind of refreshing.
She was talking about how the library reminds her of the movie The Breakfast Club, and I must agree, I felt the same way walking into the library the first time. Sam also says,
like those TikTok videos where it's like the dream core, nostalgic vibe.
Absolutely.
Like you're in like a place where time doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
And the quiet only adds to that.
Yeah. After hearing what the library sounds like on a normal day, it is safe to say that it is almost impossible to not get lost in the ambience of the library that the library provides. The next question I asked Sam was what intention she set for herself as she walked into Willie T for the first time. She stated,
"My intentions walking in for the first time probably was to get something done. But I got really distracted by the Starbucks because it was my first time in the Starbucks, and it was like probably the nicest one I've ever seen, that I just got a breakfast sandwich and left."
Sam continues to go back, so that must mean she uses it for more than just the Starbucks, although it is still a wonderful addition to Willie T. The last question I asked Sam was if there was one flaw she saw in the library, what would it be? Going along with her love for the second floor, she said,
"It has to be the second floor's carpets." I mean, I love the dream core nostalgia vibes, but the stains on the carpets are a little distracting. I always end up looking at them while I'm trying to do something. I'm like, where did that come from? Like, I want to know the backstory for the stains, and it keeps me from getting stuff done, honestly.
She continues to go on about how she wonders where the stains came from and how many years they've been there, and so on. Sam has given us a great point of view about the library and what it means to her. I also agree that Willie T has a lot of old features to it, which gives the building more character, making it easier to connect with. The next person I interviewed is not so familiar with the William T. Library. Isaac Hatter is majoring in business marketing and likes to have quiet environments to study as well. However, he feels his dorm room is much more relaxing than Willie T. Isaac has only been to the library a handful of times and does not know much about it. I asked him if he would be willing to sit and talk about the little he does know about Willie T, and this is what he provided. The first question I asked was, what overall is the vibe and the feeling he gets when he's in Willie T? He states,
I think it's pretty sweet, to be honest. the time I was in there for the longest, I had to be there for UK 101. We had a scavenger hunt in Willie T. And walking around, I mean, we were being loud because we're stupid, but walking around the Willie T and seeing all the kids studying and like hearing all my friends being like, oh, I'm gonna go to the library, and they get so much done when they're there because it's such a peaceful space. And you can do so much there too. There's so much going on. I think it's a really cool place to have on campus, especially so close to most of the dorms.
I asked him was where he likes to sit when he's there. He hasn't really had the opportunity, so this was his response.
I have never actually sat in there before. I'm trying to think of why I went there the first time I went was for Starbucks, and the second time was for class. But I feel like if I were there, I would probably sit on wherever people aren't, I would say. That's why I like sitting in my dorm when I study, because I need complete focus on me and what's around me. And if other people are there, I get distracted.
Okay.
With knowing he's only been there once and did not have a full experience, the last question I asked him was what was his primary reason for going. He states,
my primary reason to go is if I had, for example, if I had like a group project or something, we were all studying and we went to one of the corridors where like you can talk a little bit, I'd probably go there, just because like it depends on how many people are in the group. I don't want all us crouched into like somebody's bedroom, for example. I think probably for like exams or something, depending on what my roommate's doing. If I really need peace and quiet, I'll probably go there. But I think for the most part, it's a asset and a resource that I probably won't use very.
Isaac shows that even if you don't go to it normally, the library could give you a sense of relaxation, peace, even if you go just for the coffee. After both of the interviews, it is safe to say that the library is a good place to study. It brings a sense of peace, and it is a safe place for the students to go and do schoolwork and feel comfortable within the environment. Willie T is a place for students to go for social events, studying, or even just a spot to decompress for the day. Well, thanks for listening. This is Emily, signing off.